Until the 1980s, fashion retailers used to forecast customer demand and fashion trends way before the actual time of consumption in order to attract customers. But to compete in the market today, new approaches are needed as the business environment has been renewed. The fashion apparel industry have evolved significantly over the last 20 years, just as other fields in the creative industry have changed with industrial and technological advancements. Boundaries within the creative industry expanded incomparably due to mass production, increase in number of fashion seasons, and major structural changes in the supply chain. The changing dynamics of the fashion industry have forced retailers to become flexible and interchangeable, and with it comes fast fashion, a product of ever-changing market environment. Fast fashion is a term coined only in the recent years and depicts low-cost clothing collection that mimic current trends from luxury fashion brands. It is a fast response system with the formerly standard turnaround time from catwalk to customer of 6 months that has been compressed to mere weeks by and for companies such as Zara, Topshop, New Look, and H&M. The flexible and rapid responsiveness helps to maintain closer relationships between suppliers and buyers. To put in simpler words, for those high street fashion brands, the faster the better. As Jonathan Frank suggested in his 2000s book, Supply Chain Innovation, sense and response is important to maintain a profitable position in an increasingly dynamic and demanding market. In order for fast fashion brands to maintain relevance among fast-shifting customers, the key strategy is to design and manufacture in a quick and inexpensive way to attract mainstream customers to purchase on-trend clothing styles at an affordable price. Here, companies looking to substantiate their cost advantage often have to outsource manufacturing process, as manufacture and labor costs lower, which results in lower prices. It in turn equals higher volume but lower quality. Instead of producing garments in a traditional way that is highly skilled, artisanal craft, fast fashion replaced exclusive and originally with mass-inclusive and immediate gratification. As a matter of fact, researchers Donald Soule and Stefano Turconi brought forward in Fast Fashion Lessons in Business Strategy Review 2008 that fast fashion chains earn higher profit margins, on average 16%, than their traditional fashion retailers counterparts, on average 7%, even though they set their price much lower. The emergence of fast fashion has also been described as throwaway fashion. The affordable and trend-sensitive garments raise ethical issues, as fast fashion companies give customers the ability to use and dispose garments easily than ever, but ultimately encouraging disposability. This dramatic change in the fashion apparel industry challenges environmental issues such as fair trade and organic clothing. Some customers have begun to notice the negative impacts on mindless consumption and start to raise awareness in the society from the anti-consumerism stance, often known as conscious buying, boycotting, or non-consumption. What is anti-consumerism? According to Sam Berkley in his 2008 book, Liquid Consumption, anti-consumerism defines a broad spectrum of ethical and political positions and choices, but it also operates on the customer's choice on a day-to-day basis. The tiniest decision can serve to anchor subjectivity and a construction and heavily mediant narrative of lifestyle, selfhood, community, and identity. As some customers start to take responsibility in their shopping choices, or at least be aware of impact, ecologically sustainable fashion can now serve as an alternative to consumption's potential. It is, of course, a notably good thing that the customers are beginning to take note of the impact that consumerism has on the environment, but it is also important to note that sustainability is about much more than our relationship with the environment. It's about our relationship with ourselves, our communities, and our institutions. A quote from Dove Sentiments: "How we do anything means everything." Ethical fashion is the position impact of a consumer choice and a method of production as experienced by workers, designers, consumers, animal societies, as well as the environment. To look at the fast fashion and sustainability on a more local scale, Parliament's Environment Audit Committee proposed that fashion companies and organizations should receive tax incentives to produce environmentally friendly garments. In a report published in February 2019, the cross-party group, the UK lawmakers, also recommended stricter regulations on the industry to police their supply chains and to act more sustainable. The investigative report of the fashion sector took aim at fast fashion chains such as Amazon UK and Boohoo Group that are not doing enough to tackle unsustainable and exploitative industry. However, buying from high-end luxury fashion brands apparently is also unsustainable, as the report stated that Louis Vuitton has been launching small collections fortnightly. The newly coined fast luxury garments are often finished in the same unethical factories as high-street fast fashion brands, although the report did not name the labels which has adopted this practice. As stated in the news article from Business of Fashion, not only in the UK a big fashion hub, it has also become the fast fashion capital of Europe, with British customers buying more new clothes per person than any other country. While some companies have been striving to reduce their environmental footprint, and these efforts are snuffed out by the ever-increasing popularity of fashion brands and the throwaway mindset that these companies facilitate. According to the EAC's research, an estimate 300,000 tons of clothing is thrown away annually in the UK, and within it, 80% is automatically incinerated as the rest ends up in landfills. The fast trends of overconsumption and generating excessive waste does not stop here. Apparently, around 1.2 billion tons of carbon dioxide is emitted from textile production every year, which is more than emissions from international flights and maritime shipping combines. Not to mention the amount of water required to prepare and produce the cotton of clothes, and the microplastic ingredients that make up synthetic clothing, and eventually ends up in the ocean. Surely it is a phenomenal thing for the UK, being the first government to study the industry's sustainability in detail. Nonetheless, there is a lot more that we as a nation have to improve and achieve in terms of social and environment consciousness. As technology advances with such great speed in the information age, we as global society too much endeavor to better ourselves as a civilization, rather than allowing our world to become short-sighted, selfish, and destructive.